Welcome back to Yahoo Finance. All eyes on Apple today at its peak performance event. But did it live up to the hype? Let's find out with our very own Dan Howley. Dan, what stood out to you most from Apple's offerings today?
Well, today what we saw was Apple's new iPhone SE, and that's its low-cost iPhone. They actually increased the price of that. It does have a new processor. It's the same processor found in the iPhone 13, the A15 chip, but it raised the price from $399 to $429. With that A15 chip, you also get 5G connectivity, something that was missing from the original SE from 2020. You also get a more durable design, although it does look like the iPhone 8, so you're going to have that Touch ID fingerprint sensor, as well as an improved camera. There was also a new iPad, also with an A15 chip. That's going to start at $599, same design as the prior iPad Air. And we got a new Mac. It's called the Mac Studio, and it's a new desktop. Think of the Mac Mini, just bulkier. But I think the biggest news was Apple's new chip. It's called the M1 Ultra. It's another piece of silicon that's Apple's own custom chip, and they say that it's 8 times more powerful than its own M1, and it looks like an absolute monster. In reality, it looks like they just smashed together 2 of their high-end M1 Pro chips, M1 Max chips, and just made a chip on their own and called it the M1 Ultra. And seemingly, according to what Apple's been pushing, it blows away anything else that it has made by Intel or AMD that's found in Apple's desktop. So really, really impressive announcement there as far as that M1 Ultra goes.
So then what does this introduction of this family of M1 chips and this M1 Ultra that you mentioned there, what does that mean for Apple and its competitors, as well as some of these others who are relying on the supply chain issues that we're seeing with other chip makers?
I think really what this means for Apple as far as the supply chain crunch is, it may not be over yet. We saw that they had issues when it came to the iPad and getting chips for that, those A processors, the A series processors that they have. And we could see issues with that in the Mac lineup. So I'm not sure if it's going to impact this new M1 Ultra. It is a custom chip, so is the M1 Max, so are the A chips. And it really, with the news that neon is going to be less available as a result of the conflict in Ukraine. That's a gas that's necessary for the development in chips, coupled with the fact that this current chip crisis is still not over. We're just kind of adding to it now, compounding it, if you will. It remains to be seen if we're going to get these chips easily, and if that means we'll have problems with Apple getting that new Mac Studio out the door with those new chips included.
Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley. Plenty to take away from Apple's event peak performance today, Dan. We'll check back in throughout the rest of the show to see how shares of Apple are performing after those announcements as well. Appreciate it, Dan.